Ready. Waiting. Cut. Check. Cross.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, orbit.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Lady! 47!
On 2nd down, here's Stafford. It's caught by Davis. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a handoff working right. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 11 yards there and a Lion 1st down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Red 80. Check back 47. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah. Hey, red. 47. Alpha. 47. Check, 47. Ricky.
On 1st down at Stafford. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one who has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again, Stafford. He's got Green. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
They wound up getting nothing out of that 2nd down completion, so now here's 3rd and 10. A shotgun snap for Stafford. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 26. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
A 1st down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. Out of the gun, Stafford. They shakes him off. Flush to his right. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
Prater now will send it away following the made field goal. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards, good for a Giant first down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Throwing on first down. Jones. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a Giant first down on a gain of 16.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. They'll break the huddle and come out with 4 receivers, 3 of them to the right side. 2nd and 7.
Mike 51, Mike 51. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball. 51's the Mike, 51's the Mike. Hey, tight.
Throwing, Jones. Finds his tight end, Ingram. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to, pick up a first down.
Ready, set.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Championships, baby. Check 26, check 25.
Now Leonard Fournette. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. He'll get 15 and a Giants first down. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
15, run. 15 line.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy. Hey, go on, Mike 40. Mike 40.
Jones throwing on first down. Open man right side is Ingram. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Ready up.
Check Mike 40. Guys, get set. Bang, 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 bang.
They'll try to run forward with Fournette. Breaks a tackle. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Three 3-0 after one on EA Sports. Ready to roll for the second quarter from MetLife Stadium. The Giants with the football as they come up now, second and goal. Here's second and goal, operating from the 8-yard line.
You can't block me. You can't block me. 51.
Big grip.
Now Jones. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
Here we go.
Way back at the 17 now after the loss. It's third and goal.
Go.
Mike's 40. Mike's 40. Hey, here we go.
Back to throw. Jones. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And his kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So matching field goals on our opening 2 drives.
Yeah, it feels like 2 boxers feeling each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet.
Each team with a possession, each team with a field goal as the kick is away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas.
Yeah,
right?
a little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Here we go. Bring it, guys. Fight 51.
Hey, Mike 7.
Hey, Mike 50.
Throwing again. Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 26 and a first down.
First down, Lions.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Check 24. Check 24. 47 to Mike, boy. 47.
Hey, whoa.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
51 to Mike, boy. 51.
Bravo.
They'll try the air now with Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. From the upright, it's no good. Wide to the left, and this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it, and this one winds up no good.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
Ready?
Jones now operating from the gun. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. 10 yards, good for a Giant first down.
It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
They'll run with Fournette and able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Check. Undercrush.
Hey!
Check.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season.
Haywood.
Mike 51, Mike 51. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. 51's the Mike. 51's the Mike. I got one.
Get it.
On 2nd and 7, Jones. And he finds Shepard. Touchdown, Giants. Sterling Shepard, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Giants have taken the lead. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his second season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Stafford. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Johnson the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
And now the throw hauled in by Green. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 11 yards there, 1st down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Well, they're going to get about 3 here out of this 1st down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. From just shy of midfield, Stafford flushed out right. Johnson's got it complete. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they march off another 15 against your squad.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. From the gun, Stafford. And that's complete. It's Green here. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down.
57's the mic. Watch 57. Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, deep.
Hey, Delta.
Hey, check Mike 57.
Operating from the gun, Stafford. And that is incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They stopped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
A 42-yard attempt.
Prater's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Throwing on second down. Jones, throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Now Jones to throw on third down. It's caught. Shepard. He's at the 40. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 53 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. On the run, it's Fournette. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
Smooth.
From the 16, Jones. And Ingram's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Evan Ingram, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is in a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point up and through, and that pushes the lead up to 11. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit. And that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Watch 9, watch 9.
From the gun, Stafford nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
Hey, exit.
After the sack on first down, Stafford finding Green complete. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now they try the right side here. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as they'll go for it on fourth down.
Hey, echo.
They snap it to Stafford. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. Well, why do you go out and spend a first-round pick on a defensive back? Plays like that. The rookie gets his first interception.
You have to have guys who can limit the other team's number of plays run and possessions. And no better way than an interception. And what a great way to break into the league.
Trying to get the run game going. This is Fournette. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 13 yards, good for a Giant first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
Now on 2nd and 13, Jones. And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. Picked off around the 37. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D.
After the interception, here's Stafford. That's to his running back, Kerryon Johnson. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Give him 6 on the play, and it's a second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And this Giants defense getting off the ball quickly. They stop him behind the line again. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
47's the mic. 47's the mic.
Hey, Alpha.
That's what I do. Hey, check mic 47. Check mic 47. Double dog. Double dog. That's the way. 47.
Throwing on third down, Stafford. He gets this one to Johnson. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Stafford now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Stafford eluding the pressure right to the goal line, but it's incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long. And they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again. Stafford. Flush. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The sack coming from big Dalvin Tomlinson.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead. And they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation.
Here I come again. Here I come. 57, Mike 57.
From the gun, Stafford. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
And there's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet.
Yeah, check. Hey, Mike. Hey, no, let's switch the mic right here. We'll go Mike 40, Mike 40. What we got? What we got? What we got? Get it.
2nd and 5 now. Jones. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. They'll try and run it in. And he will get into the end zone for 2. And this game now tied here in the 4th. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Come on, QB, come on.
Five.
Mike 51, Mike 51.
2nd and 6. His throw incomplete. Trey Waynes, the Michigan State man, right there in coverage.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Hey, Mike 51, Mike 51. You must be dreaming. 51 to Mike.
Looking to throw. Jones. And able to find Conley. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards, good for a Giant first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Jones now, perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Here's Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Flowers able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Hey, wahoo!
Check. 40's mine.
Back to throw. Jones. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. He's at the 30, 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Evan Ingram with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now.
Next to score, Lions 24, Lions 17.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Let's go, boys. Bring it on.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Mike 51. Mike 51. Coming to you. Coming to you. 40 got. 40 got.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
21.
Operating from the gun. Stafford escaping the pressure right. Airs it out toward the corner of the end zone. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Blue 60. Don't say nothing. Hey, 70. 57. Bravo.
From the gun, Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Check back.
To the air again, Stafford. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. DeAndre Baker, the first corner chosen in this year's draft, there to make the play defensively. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Big 20.
Check Mike 57. Mike 57. Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's
Hey, Haywood.
57. Mike 57. Hey, come on.
Easy, alert.
Lions go for it on 4th. It's Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he's got this down to the 35. 1st down Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. On 1st and 10, Stafford. He's going to let it fly. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. T.J. Hockenson, 35 yards, as his guys are back within a single score. They come out here in the eye. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Matthew Stafford, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. The extra point, a vital one, and he gets it to go. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
Going to give this time to the tailback. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
57's Mike. Mike 57.
Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
57's to Mike. 57's to Mike.
Stafford now to throw. Open man is Galladay, complete. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
Let's go.
A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Here we go. Hey, check Mike.
Stay 50, stay 50.
Stafford. He finds his man Johnson. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Now Stafford. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. And did he just clock that? Looked like he tried to stop the clock, but the clock wasn't even moving. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. And I tell you, when it comes to needing a field goal in closing seconds, pressure situation, there's something to be said for having a veteran kicker trot out there.
Agreed. It's so nice to have someone you can rely on, someone who you know has done it before. And this guy's as cool as they come, isn't he?
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking two plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
Let's see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, Charles, this one's going to be hard to digest. You take the lead into the fourth quarter, lose that lead. Maybe they felt like they let this one slip away a little bit.
They will definitely feel like that because when you have a lead in the fourth quarter, all you talk about doing is finishing and closing a game out. But when you flip it over, how about that? Making the comeback and then finishing the game, sealing it on defense, they will feel jubilant in their locker room.
So for the Lions, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.